while the team were in Main Avenue, what you could see is so many motorcycles going inside the bus lane once they get past the barriers. There are no barriers on the tunnels or flyovers because of safety issues. You can imagine if you're in the correct lane and you're following along with the traffic like everyone else, and then you see all these motorcycles overtaking you on a flyover, of course you're going to be a little bit disappointed. And it is a big risk. There have been so many motorcycles hit by buses. And of course, if the rider dies, what's going to happen? The bus driver will be arrested. Now, hopefully with a good lawyer and a dash cam, he'll be okay. But still, it's going to be a nightmare for him. That's one more rider they flagged down now. And remember, because these enforcers are deputized by LTO, it will mean confiscation of driver's license. There's a vehicle coming now, obviously has blinkers on the front. I can't see any markings yet. Okay, it says police. And it is a red plate. The enforcer was asking the driver of this vehicle, which is marked as an ambulance, about stenciling, because allegedly he cannot show an ORCR for the vehicle. You'll see the riders come over the flyover, and then usually once they see the enforcers, that's the time they'll leave the bus lane. Although this one's still pretty brave. There you go. Now I'm sure what he's going to say is I was just riding the line, I was just overtaking, but surely everybody would just like to overtake the morning rush hour, right? Anyway, they're going to try and flag him to the side now, as long as he cooperates. There's no plate on the back either, unfortunately. And you see there is also HPG in the bus lane to assist in any way that's needed. I'm actually surprised that the number of motorcycles coming along the busway has dropped dramatically. Now, in a previous operation, they actually had an issue where someone staged themselves just before the operation, and then they were waving violators out of the bus lane. And then once they got past the enforcers, they were going back inside the bus lane. So effectively, they were assisting them to avoid apprehension, which means that more likely they're going to keep using the bus lane over and over and over again. Luckily, the next enforcer along was able to stop him. The violation is busway, and actually there's one more rider they just flagged down now. Now, of course, any rider or driver that's in the bus lane has the advantage in this location, because as soon as they come over the top, they can see the enforcers and then leave the bus lane. And that's why the enforcers have to keep wading through to try and find the violators. The reason for issuing the ticket is to deter them from doing the same thing again and again and again. There looks to be an SUV behind this bus. I just don't know whether they might have also secured some kind of exemption, so we'll see how it plays out. It looks like the enforcer's getting ready to write out a ticket, so I guess there's no exemption. It is a red plate vehicle, though it doesn't have any markings as to which agency it belongs to. They flagged down this vehicle here because it has an improvised plate and removable markings. They want to make sure that it's really registered to the PMP. If it is, then they're permitted to be inside the bus lane, but if it's a private vehicle that's just added the magnetic stickers, they'll issue a ticket. According to the enforcers, the driver can't show a license or the registration for the vehicle, although he did show a different form of government ID. I've seen some comments where people would say, why don't you put an enforcer at the start of the busway? Well, where exactly is the start? Because you've got around 40 kilometers of busway, north and south, multiple openings for emergency vehicles to get in and out, plus no barriers on the flyovers or tunnels. And what we've seen time and time again is if you put an enforcer in one place and wave people away from the bus lane, the moment they get past the enforcer, they go straight back into the bus lane. This vehicle actually has one of the older green plates, so it appears to be private. And you see the driver handed over his license now, and they'll write out the ticket before sending him on his way. And you'll see an HPG here, assisting the senior citizen to cross the road. This is one of the things that DOTr seem to be looking to improve upon, accessibility for the busway. You may see that some of the newer stations or newer bus stops, they're meant to have elevators.